Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2025 Mentor Tournament here on the Go Mode Podcast. This is round 3, a 1-1 match between Psymon, mentored by my friend and overall terrible person, Lana Bean, and Ezzlin, mentored by Gray Corvid, who has more of an acquaintance, but probably a much better person. My name is TJ Maelstrom. I will be doing commentary alongside Dr. John, who is not a real doctor, but plays one on TV.
Yeah, did someone call for a doctor? Honored to be here, TJ. Super hyped for this race. And the verdict is still out whether I am or am not a doctor. So we'll circle back to that at the end of the race. And this is as early of a divergence as you can get, right? I mean, you can't diverge any sooner than that.
Right, like one save and quit, one start at the sanctuary, one start at the lake's house. We're going straight to, I think Simon's going straight for Kakariko here. And Ezzlin is going to start protesting the castle. The sign reads, "Please do not throw the sign." I don't know if anybody's ever read that.
Then it's the most violated request in the game.
Right? Ugh. Nobody respects the rules anymore. Wow, lots of arrows. Not a lot of friendly resources here today. Just a bunch of arrows and some hearts and not so much of... Oh, you look like you use a lamp.
Lamp. Hey, well, it will not be a lampless seed. We'll be able to see.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen Ezzlin. I would have liked to have seen Ezzlin maybe push to Dark Cross there, maybe. That might have been an okay check to do. Looks like we got Green Pendant Desert and the rest are crystals. Ha! Finally caught one. Let's go.
That's a good early example of a great edge you might obtain, because in this swordless or randomized sword version of the game, I almost always save and quit out of buckle. But you're right, the lamp might just be really early, pointing to something in the dark, like Dark Cross.
Yeah. I mean, it's right there. I mean, you can't do very much, so probably putting that off until the rest of the castle is something you can do.
Early high five.
Well, we're gonna meet in the woods. Not a lot to talk about here. The lamp is the only thing of significance we found so far. I wonder if this is maybe hinting at an Agaseed or something. It's still too early to tell.
What do we want? I mean, good theater is always good for the viewing audience, but you want to spare the runners a little bit. So, I mean, we certainly don't want like a logically required triple dip into Pendant Turtle Rock, or do we? But what do we want?
Sure, that's the viewer's delight right there. Let's see if Simon pulls bombs in here. Oh, lucky.
There you go. I like that play. Just dive in, screw it.
I think the well is faster to go in and out of. So if I don't have any bombs and I'm fishing for them, I'll usually dive the well first, so I don't have to climb all the way back down to this stupid basement.
For sure.
Wow, the scene is boring.
Yeah. Can we pick things up here?
Yeah, right? Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Like, come on. Step it up. We're 3 minutes in. Nothing's happened. Nice hammer. Okay, there you go. That's better. That's better. And typically, Ezzlin making the better play and not getting rewarded for it, but picking up some cool items there. And I don't mean that as a pun. I mean that as an ice rod, and it's a cool item because it is useful, not because... Anyway.
Already hoping Turtle Rock is a crystal.
Yeah, well, that's the meme, right? An early ice rod indicates Turtle Rock is not necessary. Because when else does an ice rod show up early?
I mean, I'd rather have it than not. Let's be real.
Yeah,
let's just tuck that away. Ice rods aren't super fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Or are they?
Looks like Ezzlin was fishing for some more bombs in the back of the tavern before going to buy some.
And Simon's going the knows a guy route.
Yeah, hit up the gas station. Fill her up. Maybe kill a rat or two.
What's the verdict on the time it takes to do this versus the $50 you save?
I mean, the money is faster, so...
I guess a pretty intense series of events would have to happen for that $50 to
well,
cost you progression.
It's basically resource management at this point. You know, like it's a glove can come in at any point, and then all of a sudden, just like that, Zora's in logic, and you're caught with your pants down without any cash, right? And then the next thing you know, you want to do Houlihan. Oops, you found flippers, and you can't anymore. So you want to be pretty tight with the money here, especially in the early going.
Houlihan. I don't think I've the 3 or 4 restreams I've seen. I don't think I've seen a Houlihan yet. Let's cheer for one, kind of low key.
Well, seeing as how there's 2 methods of doing it. There's the tried and true method of the fairy cave next to the potion shop method. That's one way to do it. All of you had flippers, that becomes impossible, and then suddenly you have to do it another way via the drop down for Hyrule Castle in the back, which you need a glove for.
True.
Well, we're not even there yet. We're just kind of having a dearth of money right here.
Yeah, we're just kind of looking for something that, I mean, we're still a couple things away from 2 gloves or a glove. A pearl. We need a lot before we can even
opening hammer is pretty good, but here we see like the benefit of some early resource management. You see Psymon is like pulling ahead by, well, Psymon is ahead pretty much a Hyrule Castle check, so it's hard to tell just how much ahead the resource management actually was. But Ezzlin didn't spend that long at Hyrule Castle. Oh, there you go. There's the money. There you go. You get that. Mm-hmm. I'm very big on resource management. I don't know if I mentioned that.
That guy must be loaded if he thinks $300 is trash.
Yeah, well, it's inflation for you, you know? The
rupee when this game came out, that was not trash.
Right? Like, it's right, like 30 years ago, right? But now...
Are you an original cartridge, original console guy like me?
Oh, yeah. Christmas 1992. Never forget the day my grandmother showed up with that Super Nintendo, like 4 different games, including this one. Oh, man, best Christmas ever.
Early 90s, the best times.
I remember.
Anyway, we're still young listeners and watchers.
That's not what my niece say. This ice ride is going to be really useful for this mini Molden cave.
Not a strat that I go to a lot, because I guess I don't have ice ride here too often, but that was awesome to show off there. Super cool.
Yeah. Always go from underneath when dealing with mini Moldens like that. Although the ice ride is usually more accurate from side to side. Nice hook shot. Curious as to where Psymon will go from here. Not really certain. We don't have enough money for Zora. Didn't go to the dam yet, I don't think. So maybe going through the... Okay. So pushing towards Zora here. Okay. Well, maybe at least Ice Rod Cave.
Are you in some strange way almost grateful that you don't have Pearl? Because it's like if you have $600 but you don't have Moon Pearl, it's like, God, just give me Moon Pearl so I can fake Flipper.
You know, you can fake Flipper without the Moon Pearl, but you can't enter the waterfall. The water walk glitch will not activate without it. And I'm not really that much... I don't really have that much knowledge about why that is. I just know that it is.
There's reasons.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody else... Oh, there's a glove under the dam. That's pretty big. So now this, like I said, now just like that, Zora's in logic. We have all of Death Mountain now. So I guess that's what that lamp was doing.
Just to be clear, you could swim all the way to Zora if you fake Flipper without the Moon Pearl. You just could not get the 2 waterfall checks.
Correct.
Is that right? Yeah.
That is right, yes. So Psymon missing that glove in the dam, although maybe going back for it. No, this is a Hyrule Castle play. Okay. Oh, there's Ezzlin is taking a death here. You see the value of ranged attacks and hammer strats on Mini Moldorm. Not exactly reliable. Although I really respect the go above and swing downward tech. That was ambitious.
The game's kind of flexing early. Because these are kind of pretty... Ice Rod strats and Mini Moldorm are not super common, and so pretty... Well, I don't know if I would have even thought of going to the Ice Rod there. The hammer's pretty tough, but let's see what they try here.
Yeah, you look at the Ice Rod, and the functionality of the Ice Rod is such that it freezes things, right? But not everything gets frozen. not everything has a freezing sprite, and these mini Moldrums are one of them. Another one is the Blue Guards. Blue Guards are instant death from the Ice Rod. But not
the bug
green.
in a bottle here. Bug in a bottle would be clutch as well. I think I saw a bug on passing, but that would have also assisted.
Yeah, there was a bottle in the dam itself. And the bug net, I forget where?
No. The bug in the bottle could have helped with the mini Moldrums.
That's absolutely, yes. 100%, yeah. You're correct about that.
Also on Mothula, if you're, which can be strangely handy.
On Mothula, you don't really want to. We're gonna stun price shift here. $5. Okay. So that's not bad. That means we can farm up money for Zora. But Ezzlin has that glove. You can lift some rocks for it. Nice flute in Dark
Nice
Claw.
flute.
Yeah, and if Ezzlin had pushed for that earlier, that would have been a really nice thing to get right away before going to Kakariko.
Early win for you. You called that right away. The game very much. They weren't even hiding it. They were like, "Yeah, here's the lamp. Go get something important."
Nobody's in the back of Escape yet. Oh, that is one item in Hyrule Castle. The only item we've seen in Hyrule Castle so far. I guess accepting what was in Sanctuary, which I think was a heart piece. So I guess that's technically 2. Psymon is going to activate this flute and have a real good time with this. Don't believe got that bottle yet, so won't be able to turn that in here. But flute away just fine.
I mean, we can do a lot of the Death Mountain, so we can do almost all of the light world part.
Sure. Well, did you see that little? Just narrowly avoided getting hit by that crab. And yeah, this looks like it's going to be a push to Zora. Are you going to stop it just enough? Now, I know... I don't know if we're going to do the Hobo here. It's kind of a tough call. It's a long-winded check. It's not in logic yet. The only thing in logic is that Zora. Let's see.
Well, we're going to see it. Here's our first fancy tech. For those that might not know what that is, if you transition screens at the same frame you jump in the water, I believe, is that right?
Yeah, this one I can explain a little bit. The little splash there is kind of like a check, right? The game checks to see if that splash happens, and if that ooh, that was close.
That was close.
Yeah.
No,
don't clip until the yeesh.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So if you transition before that splash occurs, the game just cancels the check for it, and you just move along like nothing is wrong.
We can't splash delete here to get that blue nail.
Yeah, but
have the essential,
but yeah, you mentioned splash delete. That is the same principle behind the splash delete, is that you overload the screen with certain anime. I did not see what was on that spectacle rock.
Why is it such a cliche that both commentators always miss it? No, the other commentators never like, oh, I was watching.
I think it was I saw like a flash of white. I think it was a sword. And the fact that Psymon is going right for it makes me think that it's $300. Okay. Get the money. A lot of me knows I'm on commentary. Knows I love getting the money. So no, in fact, not a sword. We can do Tower of Hera here.
Yeah, and will Ezzlin carry this to the flute? You would think so.
Here we go. I see it. Oh no! Don't use all your bombs. Oh boy.
Will they go to the flute?
We don't have a key. Oh, I would. Oh man, if I were Ezzlin, I would not have saved and quit there. That was absolutely nothing. I'm out of bombs now.
Oh, reset to reclaim your bombs.
I would have reset to reclaim my bombs. Yes.
You
always want to have at least one. Always.
An underrated piece of tech. Just hit the reset button. Get your bombs back. I would not have thought to do that, and I did not have the key necessary to start the backwards hunt for the flute. You're right, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
We'll next need it.
Several times I have like done an entire fake flipper Zora thing. Got all the way to Zora, got absolutely nothing, and just reset the game for my money back.
You wonder how many people have done the reset. I didn't get anything, and just they yawned as they picked up the fill in the blank critical item.
Pretty much, although we did get a map back there, which tells us that I think there's going to be a key in the dungeon and maybe another item down there. So we got very little left, and there's nothing on Lumberjack here. Looks like Psymon didn't get that bomb jump off. Oh my god, getting bullied by dead rocks. And this is going to be a push to Tower Hera? Yeah.
So Ag is dead unless Pearl is on Pyramid, but we got a long way to go before we come to that kind of conclusion.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like willing to say it's 80%, 85, maybe even 90. Not an
no sword, no cape. It's gotta be up here on Death Mountain.
Oh no, don't play. Oh boy. Oh my god. Slow your roll. Slow down. Just get the Tower of Hera and you're safe. Ugh.
This last Dead Rock's gonna have something to say about it, but
yeah. Oh, nice bombs there. So tech is one thing, right? Your mentors are gonna teach you all the tricks, right? But you know what they can't teach you that I've noticed that has been, as somebody who's been a mentor myself for this tournament, the biggest challenge I have is conveying fundamentals. You'll see a lot over here. Psymon has been getting hit by a lot of enemies on the way. His health is pretty low. Movement is a little erratic. So like that's the kind of stuff you can't really teach. That's the kind of stuff experience would teach you.
Like unnecessary hits or taking unnecessary hits or delivering unnecessary hits.
Yeah. Which is something a lot of people tend to struggle with. See here's an example. Right here, this is a Hera pot. So that's nice, a pretty basic. Yeah, that's a pretty basic trick. You could teach that, right? But responding to the various RNG elements in the game, the enemy movement, making sure your route's clean. Like this room right here, see this? Like this is exactly what I'm kind of talking about here.
Yeah, they were listening when you were.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be critical here. Yeah, this is yeah. But this is an example of practicing movement and making sure everything goes well, so you get to the places where you can employ the tech. Because that Hera pot was flawless, like absolutely flawless.
And how to do that other than just pure repetition, right? I mean,
yeah,
just reps.
Uh-oh. Looks like we might have to go to the basement. I didn't see an item in Hera yet.
Boss and basement have our stuff.
Looks like it. There was a piece of heart.
A piece of heart.
Thank you to our tracker, Black Sabbath. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Doug. We got the chat pulled up. We're ready to react and respond. And all right, how's our Moldome fight? We got a bob and weave and.
There we go. Nice. One.
Nice.
This is something I'll never be critical about because this guy is like, okay, area's full of holes. You absolutely don't want to go to that middle. Giving Psymon no opportunity to really approach here and hit that. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, safe to say that all top 50 players in the world in their career have, without trying, been knocked off by Moldorm, because sometimes Moldorm's just having a bad day.
Yeah.
So no harm in falling, but that was an extremely smooth fight, and Psymon is on the board with a crystal.
Right, because dead monsters can't have a bad day.
Hera pot from Ezzlin coming up.
Maybe.
Nope.
Oh, we're gonna go the long way.
You wonder if the mentor in real time there probed comfort with Hera pot.
I mean, there's always the idea that maybe just haven't done enough reps for it, maybe just not confident in the ability to do it. Also, we're at exactly one bomb here, right? So this is either make it or don't.
Come on, Ezzlin. It's good.
There we go. Got it.
And they correctly didn't pick up they didn't pick it up at all, but for those that don't know, you've got to let that item drop touch the ground if you pick it up. Otherwise, it will not work, is my understanding.
Correct. It needs to hit the floor. If you collect it in the air, the trick does not work.
Something about an altitude variable, but I don't know what the hell that means. So
right.
Just don't collect it in the air.
This game is coated with spaghetti.
There's your piece of heart in the big chest.
Okay. So finally, Psymon is going to get this glove. Fortunately, nothing up the mountain has been requiring that. Although we don't know where this moon pearl is.
Chat pointing out that was not discomfort with Herapod. They went upstairs to get that bomb for the Herapod.
There you go. Okay.
They knew what they were doing.
Right. Okay.
The glove at 20 minutes at the dam is probably, for a few seconds, a little uncomfortable because, I mean, it's such a popular. I mean, it hasn't cost them at all, but you wonder.
No, it really hasn't.
Blue mail.
Yeah, the other one is on the Zora ledge. Yeah. So Psymon has that flute advantage over Ezzlin. And the longer that Psymon has that, the wider this gap is going to get.
Did Psymon do the front of escape?
Psymon did not. Went to get the Dark Cross to get the flute. Probably saw the lamp, realized it was in logic, went there, and left.
Sort of a that's good enough situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now we'll do the back of escape here. We'll see it's a bunch of garbage, and what do we have left? We did Agina's cave. We have the front of escape. That key has got to be in that first chest on the way down. So there's 2 more items way down deep in the dungeon. There's Eastern Palace, and nobody's done Sahasrar's hut yet.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, that's got to be the quickest density is at Saha. I'm guessing that's where Ezzlin's going to go right now.
Yeah, at this point, it is our quickest and only density left. Unless you count 2 things in Hyrule Castle as density. But if we're starting here and not the mountain... Okay, we're fluting somewhere. Maybe to Kakariko for that bottle?
Of course. I was even looking and I'd missed what was on Lake Hylia.
Right? Who caught it? Who saw that?
Sabbath, tell us.
20 bucks. Okay. Fun. Imagine being sick and getting hit with some rice. Fun. There we go. Now we're going to Sahasrar's closet. We already know the green pet in the desert. We don't have to talk to him.
With the number of rando players in the world, that sick kid has probably gotten more or less sleep than sleep. It's constantly being woken.
There's the moon girl. And extra money. All right. There's our Dark World access. Now we can play the video game.
Yay, we can do things.
Although I do wonder when Ezzlin, if ever, is going to get this lamp. That's not lamp, the flute, excuse me.
That's definitely the variable hanging over the early game.
Right.
At least they haven't done any other part of the front of escape, so it's... I mean... Yeah, that's the critical variable that we're looking at right now, as one did the flute.
Yeah, we're having another. We're having another deviation moment here. I think Ezzlin's going to turn in that bottle and then go to the Dark World from here. Versus Psymon, probably hitting a pipe cave. So we go from there.
Certainly the longer of the 2 routes to the Village of Outcasts without the mitts, but it might be required. So
it looks like, by the way, Misery Mire is a pendant. So that flute requirement is certainly just now out the window. I mean, we still have to go there for an item or 2. Maybe something's a pedestal, who knows? But right now, it's looking like maybe not. Maybe we can live without that flute.
Or shed, or checkerboard if there's something critical. There are a couple items that
Oh, it's
Possibly.
by far not dead. Absolutely not dead. Oh, Johnny Two Bombs holding out on us. That was a rough hype cave.
I was like, what? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does give you
5
the
and
side
6 on Turtle Rock and Ice Palace.
There you go. I missed the other 5/6 crystal, but interesting pendant crystal layout here. Pendant pod is kind of a dangerous one. You never want to see. You almost never want to see that there. The chances of a seed generating without the need to go into Palace of Darkness is pretty low, in my experience anyway. And that's just purely anecdotal. I have no mathematical evidence to back that up whatsoever.
Well, I mean, yeah, to your point, probably 98 or 99% of seeds involve a pod dip, so why can't it just be a freaking crystal?
It's a big dungeon, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd go there. I'd sigh and just be like, well, I guess I'm going to pod. What, is it 5 items?
5, yes. Tied with Turtle Rock for the highest amount in a dungeon. In this mode, anyway.
Swamp Palace was 6.
Tied for second.
Yeah, I mean, we just want to get the facts right, TJ.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Digging game. What are we gonna dig up today, T?
I mean, I don't know, but I wasn't counting left side swamp. Probably $20. $20.
I've already found 67.
Any day now.
87.
Ether. There you go. Okay. All right, we have Quake and we have Ether now, so we don't know which one is for Turtle Rock entry.
Almost, for sure.
Sure. Village of Outcasts not doing a lot for Ezzlin over here. But we have a doable Thieves Town. Blind is a little tricky with this hammer. Looks like our health situation is pretty good. We got, 8 hearts and some blue mail. I think we're going to be all right.
Yeah, I like to joke, do you like your first 20 minutes to be healthy, stealthy, or wealthy? But we kind of have all three. We're kind of loaded at the moment.
We got lots of cash.
Decent amount of health, and both on blue mail, sub 20 minutes.
Yeah, I can't imagine
that.
I don't anticipate any problems with blind here. Should go pretty smoothly, relatively smoothly. About as smoothly as a hammer blind will ever go. There you go. That's another thing I want to be seeing out of our mentees here is using that hook shot to just pull you closer to just things a little bit far away. Get that movement tech down.
Because across it's a few frames at a time, but over the course of a run, the hook shot alone could just save 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're new boots, but you got to use what you got to use, right? We're getting a Skull Woods dip from Psymon that we didn't get from Ezzlin. So the deviation in routing is significant, even though we're pretty much lined up here, tit for tat.
How do you feel about this play? I mean, we didn't do the popular hype cave west. No, I guess that is what they did. They went west.
That is that's exactly what Psymon did. Yeah.
So if knowing that, then if you're going to go north anyway, I guess it's an argument to be made to do Thieves Town north to Skullwoods, but there's logic to some madness here.
Like if I'm routing the way Psymon routed, and I've already done the southern Dark World checks, things below south of Village of Outcasts, and I would have done Thieves Town, and then made a play into Skullwoods.
But it's probably only a few ticks better just simply because it avoids the backtrack if you intend to go there this trip.
Well, there's also the chance, let's say for argument's sake, we're not going to see that right now, but maybe we'll find a fire rod and a sword in Thieves Town, right? All of a sudden, you want to go back to Skullwoods and finish it, right? If you already dipped it and you didn't have to.
I think a fire rod and sword in Skullwoods would be cooler. Just both things you need right there.
No, again, yeah, but if that's the case, then it's still a good idea just to come to Thieves Town first, get it done, and resume your route, because it's really looking like there's nothing over here in this part of the world. So Catfish, Palace of Darkness. We have no bows. This is a this kind of stinks.
So Pod, Spearman, and Catfish are
oh, we do have a bow. Where did we find that bow? Was that in Thieves Town? It must have been here in Thieves Town. Okay.
We have a bow. Bows in Thieves Town.
Okay, so there you go. There's your pod right there. Eastern Palace as well, so that's clear direction then. All right. Too busy looking at Skullwoods to see the thing in Thieves Town. This is what happens when things deviate too much.
It'd be too much to ask to get a mirror, so we can just combo Pod and Eastern, I'm guessing. But we do have everything we need to go over to that part of either world. It's the dream to combo Pod and Eastern with the mirror. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but the thing is, Pod being a pendant and all.
Yeah, true.
I'm on the fence about whether or not I would want to go into Palace of Darkness first before Eastern Palace. So I'm pretty sure it's going to have progression because there isn't that much in Eastern Palace that's locked behind that bow. And remember when I said I didn't anticipate any trouble?
Stay alive.
Yeah, we're in the danger zone here.
Ezzlin.
Three more hits and you'll have it, no problem. One. Slow down, slow it down. Ooh, ooh, wow! Yikes!
Very, very clutch performance there.
That was yeah. Oof.
Well, there were 8 things that would have killed them that were within 1 frame of their head.
Dodging the security lasers. Wow, that was an intense one.
First question for Ezzlin in the interview: have you ever played dodgeball?
Right.
That was nasty. That had me. Okay, that got my heart pumping a little bit.
Yeah, got it done. But you see the value of solid movement throughout the dungeon. Ezzlin took a lot of damage in Thieves Town that didn't need to be taken. Barely scraped on by. Hey, but win's a win. Any land that you can walk away from is a good one. Sometimes you gotta live life like Launchpad McQuack.
They were the second to get their first crystal, but the first to get their second crystal.
Yeah.
Which means nothing, but is just a fun fact.
Now that we've had a second run of DuckTales, and that's ended, is that a dated reference again?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I mean, there are people both older and younger than us, so
you can actually hookshot onto that skull right there, like Psymon tried to hookshot on. If you hookshot onto the very edge of it, you will grab onto it. Otherwise, the little the swirly thing will block you from access to it. But you can do it.
That's good to know, because I've noticed that as well. And this pot coming up here feels a little more consistent for whatever reason.
This one has no enemy underneath it.
Okay. The other one, it feels wildly inconsistent, and that's why. Good to know.
You gotta hit it on the very, very edge of it. It's easier than you think. There's some things that are really deceptively, well, that don't look like you can hookshot to them, but can. There's the door leading up to the torch room in Desert Palace. You can hookshot onto the claws before that room. Psymon going out of his way for some health in Thieves Town. Yeah, just keep that hookshot out. Just smash anything in front of you with it.
Don't waste your time, Ezzlin. Don't go in there. Another one bites the dust.
Nah, you do this. You gotta give Johnny the secret handshake. You gotta give him secret handshake.
And he knows it too. He's like, yeah, 100 out of 100 runners are coming in here, so give me my money.
All right. So looks like we're going.
I'd go Eastern, right? I mean, without the mirror, and since it's a crystal, you go there, and they don't have the flute. I was gonna say, and then flute right to the pod, but
yeah,
they're definitely going Eastern.
Looks like it. We'll see if they turn right down into the portal here. I'm pretty sure this is just going to be Eastern Palace. Oh, there you go.
There you go. With the glove, it's faster to go this way. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Certainly less labyrinthine.
And it's not the, 40, 50-second coffee break that Hera is, but once you line yourself up on... Come on, hook me up, Ezzlin. Get in those tiles, you can just hold up and take yourself to like a nice 5-second break. As you climb those stairs, maybe a 4-second break. A couple of staircases in a row there. The flute advantage is, to your point, hasn't really flexed yet.
Not yet, no. Like Psymon did a dip of Skull Woods that is cost him a little bit of time, although Ezzlin may make that up later by dipping into there at some point. But we'll have a much more direct route to Eastern Palace here.
What progression would you like to find in Eastern that would de-incentivize a pod dip, if any?
I don't think anything's disincentivizing as a pod dip. The only thing that would really detract from that would be a book, which would put us to desert for the green pendant. Mirror does very, very little, logically speaking, right now. We need to see multiple items before pod is not even viable. And the idea of anything being behind like a bunch of different checks in Eastern Palace kind of slim to none. Like, what would be the most significant thing to fight? Flippers, maybe? Because we still haven't seen the waterfall.
We haven't really done... Nothing we've done is out of logic, right? This has been a logically clean... Or this is clean money so far, no? I mean, or am I being dense? Have we done anything out of logic?
No, but anything that has been done out of logic has since been put in logic by other things. Like, sure. Psymon going to Zora before the glove, or... Yeah, that's taken care of. So we're pretty solidly in logic right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of open to whatever here. Flippers, sure. I mean, mitts, sure. I mean...
Yeah, mitts would be... Yeah, mitts would be very impactful. But that's probably what's in pod. Fire Rod would be annoying, but it doesn't really get us anything. Yeah, the only thing that changes the game right now are flippers and mitts.
Fire Rod on
boots, yeah.
Specifically would be pretty nasty.
On anything on Helma is pretty nasty right now. I think at this point, well, let's see what's in pod. If mitts are in pod, I absolutely do Helmasaur. I'll tell you why. Because I don't. Once I find mitts, I don't want to leave anything behind. Period. The game opens up so wide when you get Titan's Mitt that suddenly, like, everything becomes dangerous to skip. Because suddenly just so much is on the table. You get mitts right now. Let's talk about that. We have the Smith chain that opens up, right? Logically, Misery Mire gets opened up there. Dark Death Mountain, Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny, maybe Turtle Rock if we find a sword somewhere.
And Red Cane.
Yeah. It's
yeah, you're right. I mean, it's always the conversation with the mitts. I mean, can be a blessing in disguise, or it can be a hitch in your side, or whatever. I don't know.
Make no mistake about it. Yeah, make no mistake about it. Early mitts is nice to have, and you can theoretically route the correct way every single time and just bust the seed wide open. But the earlier those shows up, the more you have in logic. The more you have in logic, the harder it is to make a good decision.
We have gotten a nice run of feeds restreamed here that have gone without a sword for 40 minutes or more. So it's nice to see that in our randomized sword weeks that we're actually having to suffer without one for a while.
Right, considering like the threat of Pendant Mire right now with the flute is pretty real. Honestly, a sword would be another thing that'd be kind of terrible. But let's see what's on this Armos here. All right, so if anything is put in logic of that bow, it's for Palace of Darkness and nothing else.
Yeah. Pod, we're bottlenecking might be too strong. We're almost bottlenecking the pod. I mean, and we can't go to Mire without Mitts. So yeah, Mitts and
Right.
pod, and go check out the Mire area, and then we can go from there.
We're close. We're close to bottlenecking. We have a couple of one-offs in the Pyramid and Catfish. We still have the front of Hyrule Castle. There's 2 items in there. And Ezzlin is still yet to get the flute.
Which would be prudent here, because you just flute right to pod. And now we got to take this not often seen walk.
Yeah, the density is in the Palace of Darkness, so more than likely you'll find something here. The bow is a pretty clear indication of that.
Unless the first chest is a key, then it's not necessarily bow locked. Is that right?
Even then, if there is a key on the bow lock side, nice hammer. Oof, risky. If there's a key in the bow lock side, the back of Palace of Darkness is 4 key locked. The most important numbers to remember for Palace of Darkness for key logic: 1, 4, and 6.
Right.
1 will get you into the lobby. 4 will get you to the back, and 6 unlocks everything. But you can do the bow lock side with 0.
And you can also do the math. That's why knowing all the possible combinations of pod key logic is important, because it can save you from having to just pointlessly open the big key chest door to find a small key that you should have known was there, quote unquote. And so, 6 keys in the dungeon, but you might only need to find 4 if you also skip the one in the Hellway or whatever.
A good mnemonic for remembering key logic. Well, not necessarily the mnemonic. Yeah, 146 is the mnemonic, but for general key logic purposes, it's good to remember that the key logic assumes you're an idiot. It assumes, for the sake of a failsafe, that you're just going to spend the keys in the most inefficient, worst way possible.
And to be fair, you can't skip that big key chest knowing it's a key without first having gone to the bow side and collected your keys.
Pretty much,
or non-keys, I should say. So we're probably going to get all these front checks.
Yes. And play key sanity. You'll know all key logic except for Ice Palace, which you'll never learn.
But I'm learning that it can be helpful to know the circumstances that make it hook and cane lock, which we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
Probably the most important thing to know about Ice Palace key logic is it locking the hook shot? That has saved me a few races. Knowing that the hook shot cannot be in GT because of Ice Palace key logic. All right.
Oh, we let one Armos get away.
We left several get away. It's all right.
This is when you try to let one new kitten out of the little thing, and 4 of them sneak out. Oh my god!
There you go.
There we go.
They all die just the same.
Is there a term for in that previous room when you do the cool juke on the 2 eye statues, so you can kind of like do 1, 2, 1 and get them all in one cycle? There should be a term for that, and Psymon executed it beautifully.
There's no term for it. I don't think anybody's coined that term. Maybe it's pretty common tech, but I don't think anybody's coined it yet. You want to name it? Go ahead.
No, I'd rather. I'm a man. Well, I believe in. Everyone should have a vote, TJ.
You're a man of means.
Call to action.
Oh, there's Samaria.
Hey, there's.
You're a man of means, and along come 2. They got nothing but the genes, but it takes different strokes to rule the world. Yes, it does.
Yes, I would have said that myself, but you beat me to it.
Yeah.
So call to action in the chat / overall community. Let's name that common piece of tech.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how poorly the community names things.
Just kidding. Call to action. TJ and I will handle it.
Yeah, many times I've said, let me name things. Just let me K45, right? I mean, I think that's that's a play on what the hell is the name of that club? Is it Club 45?
This was for a few minutes in chat about a week ago, and I believe Don or someone said that it resulted from some original. I'm going to botch this. Someone in chat's going to correct me. Original blueprint. I'm not even going to offer a tip. I'm just going to wait for someone in chat that knows what it is. It was the 45th cave on the map or something.
Yeah.
Grove of bushes. I forget some of the other, or Teapot Cave.
Haunted
Cave.
Grove. I've heard it called by many names. Yeah,
it's chill.
On K40. Yeah. Studio 54. Yeah, thank you. I knew it was a 4 and a 5. That's right. And I live in New York City, and I should know that.
There's one key. So if we don't find a key in this little maze, the dark maze here, or whatever you call this, the basement, then we do not need to go into the Hellway, which I did not know the first year I played this game. So right now, let's see if they know that they don't need to go to that room.
I'm sure Grey Corvid is telling them.
Well, maybe Grey Corvid doesn't know.
Grey Corvid knows.
They know.
Known that guy for too long. Although there's really no logic in here yet. Like, we haven't seen anything that really pushes the envelope so far. We found Samaria does nothing for us yet. Sure, we have it, but we can do nothing with it.
And it's so unlikely to be skipped by our opponent at this point, even with it being a pendant, because we just kind of have to be here, given the density. So, yeah, we're hoping to find mitts or flippers or something to... Well, maybe mitts would be obviously more impactful than flippers, but... Or boots.
Was that the last item in here? I actually didn't count.
Sabbath for the rescue.
I really should have been counting, because I really was thinking we'd probably have to do Helmasaur.
It is difficult to watch, speak, and count at the same time. So sure do 2 of the 3. Sabbath is doing the 3rd. Let's item in the boss. Yeah, the helmet's got an item.
If we found a map and a compass, then yeah, there's absolutely an item on Helmasaur.
In the no logic seeds, can you have big key on Helma, or do they at least spare you and have the big key still have to be?
I don't do glitch mode, so I'm really not sure.
I've never attempted it, but
yeah. We're finally gonna get a look at this. Almost 3/4 of an hour in, or more than 3/4 of an hour in. I'd be very surprised if this had mitts. Although, you know what? No, I wouldn't be surprised if this had mitts at all. I'd be disappointed in the seed, but I wouldn't be surprised.
We knew that one would have a key, so it comes down to these back here. And we also know that Ezzlin will almost certainly not leave the flute behind because they know the item count and they've already been to the back. So this will end in the flute, then they will activate it and probably think about where to go from there.
If it's just the flute, you pretty much have to go to Pyramid and Catfish, because that's all we got left. That's it. Fire Rod does nothing for us. A sword does nothing. Well, no, sword doesn't do anything for us. Not without the mitts.
And did Ezzlin dip into Fire Rod already?
Did Ezzlin dip? Ezzlin has not gone to Skullwoods yet. Yeah. So possibly that. Yeah. But there's nothing else.
That doesn't feel like it. That doesn't feel like it though. You're right. It's got to be Pyramid or Catfish.
I mean, okay, so Ezzlin will activate the flute and then probably dip Pod. I'm sorry, not Pod, Skullwoods. We'll probably dip Skullwoods after that because it's, right there. Don't get the fairy. Don't get the fairy. Okay. Okay. So not picking up the fairy, deliberately avoiding picking up the fairy is indicative that we're gonna. Okay. I thought we were gonna death warp. I was saying that might be a death warp. Are we going back for that flute? Possibly.
We have to.
Possibly.
Did they kill the green guard?
Yes, they did.
Okay, so this is the play then, right?
Yeah. He's coming for it. Hilarious. Hilarious might be the wrong word. Ironic? Unfortunate that Ezzlin could have just had this immediately by going into Dark Cross just right away.
The first thing that you said, like, hey, go. I might have gone to Dark Cross.
Yeah.
But where would they be now had they done that? Because we watched that on Simon's side, and we're kind of still in the same spot.
You know what? I don't know how. If the route is the same, then yeah, I'd be a little bit further ahead. But I can't really say for sure if Ezzlin's route would have been the same if that flute had popped up in their inventory right off the bat. You might have done something differently. You might, Might have gotten the glove earlier. Might have gone to Zora earlier, or may have like done things in a different order. So it's tough to say. But flute is nice, and Ezzlin knows that. But there's nothing
that
else.
That one definitely feels like they're having a minute or a moment or two of kind of an internal bummer, because to your point, they could have had this sub 90 seconds.
Mm-hmm. We might see Psymon flying ahead here if the mitts are in fact on Helmosaur. If it's just the flippers, then actually, if it's the flippers, it's almost kind of worse. Because then the mitts are somewhere else. The rest of the seed opens up, and next thing you know, you're looking for Go Mode flippers for Swamp Palace, which are just on Helmosaur. So, for Ezzlin's sake, if you're a fan of Ezzlin, you're almost kind of hoping this is, if anything's on Helmosaur, it's mitts and not flippers.
Although Go Mode mitts would be more convenient. No.
Go Mode mitts would be more convenient because you bottleneck to it faster. You're not bottlenecking to the flippers until everything else is done. That's why flippers here is like a death sentence for Ezzlin.
And if it's not here, then it's almost certainly on Catfish or Pyramid. And are we? What's the data show? Do we save and quit out of pod or walk through the maze over to Pyramid? What's faster?
Saving and quitting because you have to go through the maze.
But you also have to reactivate the portal and then go through the hammer pegs again, and still faster, or still slower than just, or no, it's still faster than just walking from pod.
The fastest thing is to have the mirror. Oh, this could be mirror as well, because that opens up a few shotgun checks. Mirror would be really annoying here.
Like Cave 45 and
Graveyard Ledge. Yeah, mirror would be almost maybe just as bad as flippers.
I love the mirror so much. I think it's such a handy routing tool that, as frustrating as it would be for the seed in its current moment, I'm still just going to always be happy to see the mirror.
What do we got? We got the mitts.
The mitts!
Okay. Yep. Okay. All right, so that's both good and bad news for Ezzlin, but that could have been a lot worse.
Well, they're going there now, it seems.
No, if we were going a pod, we would have fluked to 5 and hit the portal. We're going to do Catfish and Pyramid.
You're right. If you don't have the flute, it's common to walk the Pyramid before going to pod, but you're right. This probably is a Pyramid into Catfish play.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've already... Yeah, if you're skipping Helmosaur, then you're kind of committed to it at this point. So Ezzlin is playing to that effect right now. But Psymon going right to the Mire area instead of going into Dark Death Mountain for a much denser play here. Ether, so we can't get in yet.
It doesn't take... This just feels like never a waste of time, because it's just, it takes, 40 seconds to 30 seconds to clear these?
Yeah, I'm always a fan of just coming to Misery Mire, checking the shack, checking the requirement. I did not see what was on the Pyramid, but it did not look like he was useful.
I also am not sure if Psymon checked the medallion. Maybe didn't care.
Psymon did. Absolutely looked us, so we saw very clearly it was Ether.
Very clearly. Okay. Well, I did not see that very clearly, but as long as someone did.
We're still looking for a sword, though. We can't get in with that one.
Yeah, I'm approaching an hour without a sword. I mean, it's probably going to be like 3 swords in Hookshot Cave, right? Or, I mean, that's maybe too much to ask, but it'd be nice to see a trove of weaponry.
Well, something will have to be in Hookshot Cave, or on this path here. Or maybe something can be a Catfish. There's a sword.
Well then.
That doesn't fulfill the logic that Ez needs, so that's a tough clip, by the way, if you don't really know how to do it well.
It looked like they were too far to the left. Is that on that second push? Is that right?
I think they were just too far back or activated it late. The positioning looked good. The timing
I
was
just push
off.
myself up against the wall to the right and then try to just move as little as possible to the left off the wall, and it seems to line up well. But it's all good. What do we got here in Super Bunny?
Silvers. Cape.
A quicker gaining fight and a safer gaining fight.
No one has looked at Bumper Ledge yet. So that's now open.
It's open for business.
So now nothing has to be on this in the hookshot cave. Let's see what TR is. Let's see if it's Bombos like he called. Oh boy. That's fun.
Add that to the list.
Correct. All right, but Psymon is pulling way ahead here. But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, just I mean, Ice Palace would be on my brain at this point, and we're two. Oh, there's the mirror. That's an excellent find. Okay. Well, Spike Cave also. Would you consider Spike Cave now that you just found the cape?
1,000%, yes. In fact, mirroring right here is probably a good idea to get away from these Lionels. Because the cape eats up magic. But I think Psymon has a red potion purchased from the magic shop.
Hopefully don't need it. We should be fine here, yeah.
Probably. I would still activate the cape before going down to 1 heart, though. No, well, this should be fine. This will be all right. We know there's nothing in Skull Woods and nothing in Spike Cave either. But getting that out of the way is a good idea.
We'll have to. What do you think played into Ezzlin's decision to do Pyramid and Catfish rather than Pod? Just append it and let's hope we don't need to go in there. Kind of a risky play.
Ezzlin had opted to leave an item behind in Palace of Darkness because trekking all the way to Helmasaur is kind of a long one, right? So at that point, you're considering, right. You're making a very, I wouldn't say it's a very risky skip, but the fact that the only thing we got out of Pod was Samaria.
Yeah. I take it back. Having already gone to Pod, that's really unfortunate actually, because that's probably a borderline last location for them at this point. No.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I was saying that the flippers or the mirror would be disastrous because it really doesn't do very much for us. And if missed were anywhere else, but this is the last location though. We'll bottleneck to it, so it's fortunate that nothing else was anywhere else because Ezzlin was back on this path. Not quickly, but maybe quickly enough to maybe catch up some time here. Does have a sword that Psymon doesn't have. For all we know, that Catfish is the only sword in Logic for the rest of the seed until we get to GT. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if Master Sword's on Moth and the other 2 swords are in GT, I mean, that's the one thing they have going for them. Because Psymon might very well be thinking, I'm doing quite well. I'm going to see if Catfish wants to be a brofish today by not having something.
Right. Pretty nasty. Opting not to do desert, I guess without boots might be a bit of a commitment. Going to do this Smith chain instead.
And after this, to your point, I would probably go to desert to see if we're boots locked, right? Just to kind of, because we can clear the dungeon if we're not. Right.
It's green pendant, so you may not have to do it. I think Psymon is opting for a more concentrated check here in the Smith chain, as well as looping in K45, the aptly named K45, right? Looping that in.
Let's call it Studio 54. I mean, why can't we? I mean, your reference was a little off, but I still think it's appropriate to call it Studio 54.
Because I'm not a big fan of reinventing the wheel 10 years later.
Fair enough.
Yeah, let's just call it what it is.
Props to Ezzlin though I mean, you bottleneck to the mitts, to your point, but props to Ezzlin still for coming back to Helmet this time.
I mean, it's the only option left. Oh boy. Okay. And every time I'm about to say Ezzlin has a minor advantage with that sword, Psymon just gets a little bit of an edge ahead here.
I mean, Master Sword on Moth is kind of what they need, right? That's probably the best case for them, for Ezzlin.
That would be pretty good, yeah.
It's hard to quantify leads, and I mean, obviously, we never cheer for anyone to stumble or anything like that. But it'd be nice to see Ezzlin crawl back a little bit here via that sword advantage they have.
I am a little perplexed by this choice by Psymon here to pick up the smith, not deliver it, and leave the purple chest behind.
Could they have forgotten?
I don't know.
Hard not to see the little guy behind you, I guess. That might have just been a...
Okay, I see what was going on here. I understand now. Okay, so picked up the smith, did K45, is going to deliver the smith, and then flute to deliver the purple chest. Now I understand. Okay.
Oh, that's like...
That's just because you can't dash you can't dash naturally with the purple chest.
If they didn't have the the Studio 54 check, they would have probably still done it in a conventional way and just dashed from the purple chest.
Oh, you're committed to making this a thing, huh?
No, because actually,
good luck with that.
Actually,
all right.
Okay.
Well, there's myths for Ezzlin. So we'll need to go to Hookshot Caves to get this mirror, and then maybe hammer pegs to get these boots. We may not need them, but it'd be nice to have.
We are not fluting with the purple chest.
We are not fluting with the purple chest.
Maybe they were just testing out the boots.
Are we doing something? Okay, here's what we're doing. We're mirroring right here. Okay, then we're fluting with the purple chest. Then we're fluting back, and then they're going to do the north side of the Dark World with the boots and the mirror to get Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb, and Graveyard Ledge in one go. Maybe routing Catfish along with it, which would give Psymon that sword.
I badly hope they flew and fake Flipper to Ice Palace after you just laid all that out.
Well, there's nothing getting us into ice.
No, they don't have Fire Rod.
No, we don't. And even if we did have Bombos, there's no sword yet.
Okay, don't listen to me.
There we go.
I mean, I've definitely made that mistake. Fake flippered and think I'm being creative and gone into Ice Palace and...
Listen, every time I do commentary, I make at least one mistake that should not have been made. And then Chad has to call me out on it, and then I wonder why I signed up for this.
People like to hear... There was a petition, a very small petition for more TJ the other day. So pipe away, brother.
Now, we won't be able to get in this Turtle Rock because we know it's Bombos. I wonder if Simon's going to... This powder, so that's a thing now. It's a bit annoying, but it's just a flute away. Let's see if we check this bumper ledge here. I'm pretty sure Lana Bean would probably be suggesting that. No, we're just going to ignore it. All right, Lana.
Wow. We have not laid eyes on that.
No. Not to my knowledge, anyway.
Well, if anyone has the knowledge, it's Sabbath. But I feel pretty confident we've not gotten a glimpse of that.
No, we haven't. Let's brush up against that. Are we gonna? Looks like we're gonna terminate here at Graveyard Legend. In fact, not push to Catfish, which would put Psymon at a little bit more of a disadvantage, but doesn't look very disadvantaged right now.
So we'd have to kern jump to get to Catfish here.
Yes. I'm not sure if Psymon has that in his arsenal.
It's been I have not seen that executed at the level of other popular texts.
It's a bit of a tricky one. It's more precise.
It's tricky.
Yeah. And there's significantly less of a tried and true guaranteed method for it. It's definitely a skill check.
think it was Bitey the other day dropped a clip some knowledge. It was like, yeah, just align yourself up perfectly here and perfectly time these 4 sword slashes, and you'll get it every time. And we were like, okay.
Oh, we're trying to splash elite. Okay.
I thought, okay. Splash elite.
Got it.
Was that a spam of the bow there, or did
yes,
that glitch?
No,
Okay.
you shoot 3 arrows into a wall and drop 2 bombs, and then that should be enough to overload the sprite, so the splash will not appear and it will not
I was
check.
wondering if it was more than 3. It looked like it was like just unloading the clip into the wall, but I guess it just was a glitchy 3.
You have to shoot the arrows very quickly, which means you need to know the arrow movement tech. You can there's actually an easier way to splash elite with Samaria and a red boomerang. It's more reliable, less finicky.
But that's the one that you have to spam a button as you're jumping, but you don't have to do that with the bow method.
All you have to do is drop a Samaria block, drop 2 bombs, throw the red boomerang, and jump in the water while the red boomerang is in flight. We might see a waterfall fairy here.
The sword advantage that Ezzlin had is gone. And
yes.
We're trying to do that. This would be cool if we execute this. Okay. That is also a location that neither runner has checked.
Right. Not in logic, but who knows? Something might be there.
I was kind of internally rooting for a Master Sword on Moth, but that even if that's true, Psymon will find it.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Ezzlin will be getting these boots very shortly.
No flippers.
No flippers. That's right. At this point, like there's some certain mistakes you make, like kind of late in the game, where you, at some point, you're just kind of used to having an item at this point in the game, and you just assume you have it. Something I still do.
Is it time? I mean, we're at the 1 hour mark. I mean, we definitely need flippers and fire rod.
Mm-hmm. Flippers, fire rod, bombos, and another sword.
Flippers, fire rod, bombos, sword. Yeah, shout out to the runners for putting themselves out there. Mentees, we don't care how good you are. We just love that we're putting ourselves out there. And many thanks to the To Go Mode podcast and the mentors for all their efforts putting this tournament on. It's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, this is my first mentor tournament. Actually, I've yet to actually do this before this year. And I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Yes. Are we going into Mire before Desert? Well, basically pick your pendant, right? So let me think here, right? You'll notice we have already 1 pendant dungeon finished, right? With the capability of now 2 others being perfectly in logic.
And we don't need the book to pull Ped. Is that where you're going?
We don't need it. No, we need the book.
Is that what you were deviously hinting at?
I am hinting at this possibility of this being a pedestal seat.
And let's see here. Let me test my mentee knowledge. Flippers can be there because flippers can be there.
Yes. No dungeon.
Fire rod and
fire rod can be there.
Can be there because we have lamp for Desert Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Bombos, I guess, can be there as well.
Absolutely.
Of course, that's the easiest one. And there's the flippers.
Flippers and Mire. So that's Swamp Palace. I guess that's good enough for Psymon.
How about nothing on Ped, but each pendant dungeon has 1 of them?
Yeah. Well, scratch that flute not being necessary, by the way, because there you go. Very necessary flute now. Are we doing Swamp? We're doing Swamp. We're going to find swords in Swamp, right?
They're, 90% of seeds have sword in Swamp, or is it 100%? I forget the stat.
It's 90% of the time there's a sword in Swamp, 100% of the time.
Is this a Swamp play?
Yes.
So, but we can't... I guess this is the play. I was like, it's always nice to go mode Swamp, but we still need too many things to have the luxury to do that just yet.
Right. I mean, you want to go mode dungeons, obviously, so we want to make the right call each time, but like, do you really want to like mess around in Misery Mire more than you have to? You found flippers. There might be something else in there, but
Well, it definitely feels like I can leave. I found flippers. That's half the items. But
Yes,
there's
they
absolutely
literally, yeah.
nothing that says another item can't be at the other.
Right. You've already done the
But I
long
would've
part of
loved it.
opening up the dungeon. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from going back, right?
We are just going to full clear swamp and hope that we find Fire Rod, Bombos, and a sword.
I've seen Swamp be ridiculous before.
Mitts on Helma and Flippers and Meyer is pretty. That's kind of the curveball
Yeah.
of the feed.
That's pretty nasty. It's pretty nasty.
This looks like what is Smith chain as well.
I think Ezzlin has already done Smith chain, but left the purple chest behind. So maybe going back for that. I mean, the tech is this. Apparently, the play is just to go to Misery Mire and get your flippers.
It's kind of nice that we need Bombos. If Bombos is, like, say, Fire Rod is either in Turtle Rock or Ice Palace, then I guess that'd be fine. I mean, that's not the end of the world because we can just find we do the Ice Palace first, of course, before we went to Turtle Rock. But I like seeds that Bombos is the entry into Ice Palace.
A lot of the times, people will tell you about the rule of fire.
Right.
I'm sure you've heard that term before. It comes up a lot. Yeah, for whatever reason, fire locks to lock other fire items. Lamp, Fire Rod, Bombos form like some kind of unholy trilogy that just, like, you know, no one's invited to the party unless all three are.
I think the first seed that I gave up on and punted and looked up the spoiler log when I first started playing, when I was quote unquote stuck and was willing to go to court, that there was no logical way to finish the seed. It was a lamp in like a pod, the pod basement or something. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Did not know that the Fire Rod could put the lamp or block the lamp.
So I don't want to say that's a recent change because it's not anymore, but there's these open seeds here are generated with what's known as advanced logic. Basic logic is you're pretty much your base level stuff where like everything just kind of makes sense. Dark rooms are hard locked by the lamp. In advanced logic, any room that has a sconce or torch that you can light with a fire rod can be done in the dark. Is logically sound for progression. So I think it was your seed the other day actually that had that came into effect. The one I was doing commentary for, where I think Mitts were in that in the Dark Cross.
Mitts were in Dark Cross.
Mitts
left side swamp.
Lamp was like way deep in that seed. It was in
this chest that Simon's about to open.
Yeah. So those Mitts were in logic with the Fire Rod.
Yeah, and it's probably most of our mentees know that now, but probably a lot of people are surprised by that when they're first playing. And while you were giving that extremely helpful description, Psymon executed their diver down. Diver down more commonly seen, I would say, in the back of Swamp, but they executed it right here, I guess, for the sole purpose of not having to do the back and forth with the key there and the drain. So it's really well executed.
It's much longer without it, and that's another tricky trick. Difficult trick, not the right word either, but there's a solid methodology to it where if you don't know how to execute it, it ain't gonna work.
We're about to see it again.
Yeah, the way this works with Samaria, let's see if he does it on the right side here. By right, I mean right, not correct. Okay, so lining up here on the right, get the block there, right? You're gonna want to jump in the water, but the trick is you want to exit on the right side of the stairs. So the only way to do that is by fat fingering this X button. The only way to do that is by there's Bombos. Okay. The only way to do that is by having nothing except for a right directional input as you're reaching the stairs. If you're holding any other direction but right while leaving the stairs, it won't work. It's Sword and Swamp.
Sword and Swamp. That's exactly what the butter one was the other night too.
Yep. So what are we looking for?
So
Fire
that
Rod
was
now?
2 of our Fire Rod, and is that it?
Fire Rod and yeah, I think that's it.
Because we found that we needed the flippers, the sword, and bombos, and we found them. So
Yeah.
we're definitely going to ice here and hoping Fire Rod. We're full clearing ice and hoping Fire Rod is there.
Yeah.
And they
1000% Ice Palace play.
Is it? I guess they haven't done Eastern yet. That'll just be a quick clear. But according to the tracker, they have not gotten the crystalline Eastern yet.
Psymon absolutely has done Eastern.
Okay, so there we go.
All right, here we go. We got these we got these raisin branch strats here.
Aggressive,
Hey?
Black Sabbath.
Yeah. 2 scoops. 2 scoops.
Bummer, because that's one thing Psymon has not done, right? So that would have been handy for Ezzlin to find something.
Still a chance Fire Rod can be here. It is also, too, locked by fire.
Wow.
In fact, 2 swords in Swamp Palace. 200% chance for the sword.
Unbelievable.
Still a chance Fire Rod is on pedestal. Still a chance.
Yeah, I mean, we're so close yet so far away, and everything in between, right? I mean, Fire Rod can be almost anywhere. We haven't found the book, so I mean, outside of those, I mean, I would go to ice here.
Yes.
That's where we're going. It looks like probably a full clear, obviously, until we find Fire Rod.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even need it.
Yeah, historically speaking, there's a good chance it's in here. But this Fire Rod could be as deep as Laser Bridge if the key logic works out.
Well, we need Fire Rod to get past.
No, you don't. If the Fire Lock side does not have a small key and does not have a big key, you can make it as far as Laser Bridge internal lock.
You're right.
It is
key knowledge revealing or lack of knowledge revealing itself there. If the
It
first
is-
chest has a key, the Fire Rod can be a Laser Bridge. You're right.
I have seen it happen more than 10 times, which is not a lot, but it's happened.
Another great example of, I mean, yeah, pod key logic is probably among the first key logic that mentees learn or new runners learn, but things like that, because I just forgot. You're right. I mean, that's a dastardly location for the Fire Rod to be.
It gets somebody every time.
At least once a fortnight in the community.
Not even then. It's super uncommon. So here we see the curse of the mitts, by the way. Where now you're 1 item from go mode. This thing could be literally anywhere in the seed, and Psymon is making these 1-off, 2-off checks here before going to Ice Palace.
I mean, this is when we start finding things like mushroom and shovel, and we're just swearing every 30 seconds.
Yeah. Although if I were Psymon, I probably would have done Ice Palace first and then mirrored to that.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. Get your stuff worked out. Are we buying bombs here? Is that what we're doing? Yeah. Get those upgrades. All right. Ezzlin's gonna get these flippers. But how far in Misery Mire will they go? Because we've already
I'm trying to think of the location that Fire Rod could be that could give Ezzlin, because they need to find all the stuff that Psymon has, and where could Ezzlin possibly catch up from the Fire Rod? And the second item in Mire is a strong candidate.
Yes, as his pedestal,
which is behind Vidi.
Yeah, but another thing you should probably know about seeds is that they tend to lean towards the simple versus the complicated. Obviously you're going to see some complicated logic once in a while, but if your answer if you're looking for an answer about where to go for an item, take the simple route first. More often than not, you'll be right.
In other words, not pedestal.
In other words, not pedestal. In other words, go to your crystal dungeon and you'll find it along the way.
I mean, what about boots on Ped hard locking Meyer. That'd be cool.
Like I said, complicated is not unheard of, but simple is more likely.
There was a lot of comments about being sorry for the torture that we endured, and I was like, I quite enjoyed it. Here we go. Here's another piece of tech with this super cool icebreaker.
There you go. That's a very light input. I think that's the first item machine. Or is that the second? What was in the Ped Gator chest? Had to be a small key because we have a small key. So that's one item at Ice Palace.
And we need 2 more.
So we're going to swamp for Ezzlin. But Psymon is like charging ahead here. So any hope of Ezzlin catching up for Misery Mire or Desert Palace? Well, maybe. I don't know. If the Fire Rod is not here, there it is. Yep, there it is.
Fire Rod's
Yep.
mid-sentence, TJ.
Yep. Okay. See, the seed ran out. This game ran out of good jokes a long time ago.
Is that official go mode at hour 20 for Psymon?
That's go mode for Psymon, yeah.
So this is where just a big key could be an iced tea here, correct?
Yeah, and now Psymon has to go fishing for it because if you do the icebreaker without hitting the switch back in the other room there where you drop down to the Stalfos, then you're gonna need the big key in order to progress. So
that's
Psymon has
exactly what I was getting at. I did not know that. I can do icebreaker, but it's like the only downside is you have to hunt for the big key. And Sean was like, "Well, if you go flip the switch, you don't."
Yeah,
and
that's what I like to call a rite of passage check. Because that's something everybody will do at least one time, then realize what happened, and then be ready for it every single other time.
And it's also fine because it's behind a piece of tech that's super cool. So it's unfair to even call it a mistake. Yeah.
It's one of those things where it happens to you once, and then you just never forget it because you never want it to happen again. Same thing like some key logic in Turtle Rock, where you risked that a few times. Most notably, this stuff happens in key sanity modes or pretty much cross keys. Like entrance modes, like really just twist stuff around. Entrance modes really test your knowledge of just how things work. And occasionally there'll be some nuance that you will not be expecting. Yeah, but Psymon is way ahead here. And it's
just really made the right plays at the right time, all the way to Helma, and then leaving specifically after finding Flippers and Meyer, and just kind of was constantly on the right path. And this is going to be, with Temper, this is a much easier fight.
Yeah.
Plus Fire Rod and full health, and then we're going to clear up Skull Woods and head to the mountain.
Yeah, pretty much the big moment of that an early spin, but should be fine. Got enough health. Temper Sword is pretty easy. Yeah, the big moment of significance was when Psymon opted to do Helmasaur and Ezzlin opted not to. That was a risk. That risk could have paid off in Ezzlin's favor, but did not.
Yeah, it feels like that's the first question I want to ask is why did we leave Pod? But probably it's because it's a pendant. It's the last item, and if it's not something important, then I'm saving time.
Like the answer is going to be very simple. It's a pendant. The road to Helmasaur is very long, very annoying, and we had already found something of relative significance in there. So, I get why it was done.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, totally justifiable, and they just got randoed in this rando seed.
Bonk on the bush, huh? That's another like rite of passage check. Is where to mirror for my spells.
So yeah, Psymon, we gotta work on our how to skip iced tea, how to avoid bush bonking, and how to keep our cold stare clustered. Which is more just, I mean, it's time save, but it's always just very, 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 very satisfying.
Right. It's those fundamentals you can't teach, things that you got to figure out on your own.
This is coming from the guy that took 17 attempts to do Diver Down the other night, so we all have our strengths and weaknesses.
Right. Well, now you know the trick. Now you know it has to be a right input only. Like you dive in the water, you just do like Hadouken motion right out. You throw a Hadouken in the water.
Yeah, the Shoryuken
Yeah.
technique will never
Right.
work.
I will say, of course, that Hadouken literally translates to wave motion fist. So take that as you will.
Who was your go-to Street Fighter? Let me guess. Don't answer that. Blanca.
No, I was not a Blanca player.
You feasted on Blancas.
No, no, I was in the early days. I was a Ryu player.
That Ryu was my
Two, yeah, or maybe Ken. I usually went to Ken. With Super Hit, I switched to Fei Long. So I like that chicken wing input. Then for Street Fighter 3, I was a Dudley player. I was a Dirty Rufus player at 4. I didn't play much of 5, but I loved using G in 5, and I'm using Terry in 6.
This is a little obscure, but do you follow the UFC by chance?
No, I do not.
One of their bigger stars is a Brazilian fighter named Alex Pereira, and I might send you a picture of him because he looked like Sagat was placed on the earth. Looks
like Sagat?
Yeah, or Sagat.
Okay.
It's like a carbon copy of him.
That's funny. Usually when there's another example of Diver Down.
That was awesome.
Bomb strike. Yeah, that's something that I think if you're learning how to do Diver Down and route your. Did we miss a sword? Ezzlin missed a sword. Because that was the second sword.
No, I think Argus had it. No?
Maybe you're right. Okay.
Argus had it.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now. Anyway, like typically...
Because I told you.
Yeah, that's true.
Just kidding.
Typically Brazilians and South Americans in general are much bigger fans of SNK games because those cabinets were very popular at a time when the Street Fighter cabinets were not available in that region. So they played a lot of Fatal Fury, King of Fighters.
So here's a question: I definitely didn't live my entire previous 37 years on the Earth thinking it was Daggett and not Sagat. Are there oral? How do we know this?
Over the course of many years, we've seen and heard pronunciations. Also, if you look at the katakana for their names in Japan, you can see their intended pronunciation, like Zangief. Ryu is. Let's focus on Ezzlin right now, who's having a little bit of a tough time in Argus right here. But
do we know is it faster to menu to the hammer or to spin with the Master Sword?
It's way faster to spin with the Master Sword. Yeah.
Unless you have instant menu on, which we don't have on for this tournament, then it feels a little faster.
Yeah. Which is in fact cheating for most things. All right. Got that. Yep, there's that sword. You're right.
So we're going to ice from here where they'll get their fire rod and feel pretty good about that, but Psymon should be planning GT. Well, I guess they got a full clear Turtle Rock. They're basically a full dungeon ahead at this point.
Yes. Assuming Ezzlin goes directly into Ice Palace here.
We can't just big key hunt and go straight to the back in Turtle Rock because we need so many small keys, but it's still nice to be able to do it as theoretically fast as we can skip Mimic Cave and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, going to TR right now would be a super ambitious play. And yeah, Silver's were in Super Bunny Cave. All right, so that right there would have told you, that key right there would have told you that the fire rod is not on Laser Bridge, but depending on where this big key is, yeah, you can get as far as Laser Bridge in Logic before you have to get the fire rod for everything else.
There's the big key.
Yeah, that right there actually would have. If you don't have the fire rod, that big key right there just cuts your trip in Turtle Rock just short completely because you don't have a small key to get through anything else in the dungeon.
We're still going to go steal the small key from the stacked up guy, right? Or what do we call those things?
Pokies.
Pokies, and then we'll leave, and then probably take the chance that it's not in the big chest.
Right.
And
This dungeon is Pipe World. It's Pipe World. It's a one big Mario 3 reference.
Things went so well for Psymon. We have to have this little pie in the face moment with although what do you call I don't know the names of all these little enemies. These little things can be such jerks.
These blue things, those are called Baris.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Snuck past. And what are these called? Boopies?
We just call them Pokies.
Pokies.
I don't know what they're actually called, but that's the colloquial term because that's what they were called in Mario 3.
We got to be careful here. We were so close to death.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's fine. Just use it. There you go.
Hopefully that potion doesn't cost us. We could have paid and countered the parry.
Yeah, but would have died from that one last jerk of a hit from that chain chomp right there.
Another well-executed icebreaker from Ezzlin.
There you go. We'd love to see it.
Minties didn't come here without tech knowledge, TJ.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Tech, you gotta learn the tech. You got, this is important to stay ahead, right? There are some tricks like this, and Diver Down, and Harapot that just save so much time that they're just required tech at this point. They're just required. If you don't know them, you're going to be behind.
Right.
But there's lots of other things that will keep you from pulling ahead. There's Go Mode for Ezzlin.
Go Mode for Ezzlin, 10 minutes after Psymon.
Yeah, you can know all the tech, but, if you keep getting hit by enemies and pushed back, or, if you start bonking all over the place. So you can actually kill these Pokies in one sword spin. If you hit them with the opening of a sword spin and then the ending of a sword spin, it counts as 2 gold sword hits, which would kill them instantly.
I've definitely never executed that. They also, I wonder why Landon's not telling them to just go straight to the. They must be not risking.
This is what this is. This is playing it safe. That's exactly what it is. So it wouldn't have mattered, but you don't want
an extra 20 seconds to eliminate the risk.
Pretty much.
I support it.
Yeah, if it's one bit of tech, not so much tech, but fundamentals that I recommend to pretty much every participant in this tournament. A lot of the runners I've seen so far have been pretty. What's the word?
Ezzlin?
Don't die. Please don't die.
Sword charges.
Please don't. Okay. Okay.
Good job.
So this furthers my point a little bit. They have been pretty lackluster with their ability to use the sword spin efficiently. And it is so important to have that down. And it saves you so much trouble. Keeps you from getting hit. Speeds fights up dramatically. Learning how to sword spin the best you can is probably the #1 fundamental tech everybody should get down. Period. Yeah.
That's it. I did not expect you to say that. That's
yeah.
I mean, more than just basic link movement. Just I've actually not heard a thorough breakdown on that.
Basic movement is important, right? But arguably more important is not being set back by lousy deaths deep into dungeons, suboptimal boss fights. Not being able to do like Silverless Ganon properly, right? And this is
Do you know? Does Psymon have potion in a bottle? A green potion or a blue potion?
I don't think he has a blue potion. Well, yes,
or
he does.
Green?
Yeah. I think we found a blue potion in Graveyard Ledge. So definitely has.
That would have been a disaster.
Yeah. Right.
Chat pointing out, I also did not know that in the Dark Maze that pot in the middle has a giant potion.
I rest my case. Oh, there's fairy in a bottle here, right? But like knowing when to do that spin would have saved the necessity for that fairy.
Right. Which is probably going to be fine unless we need the fairy later.
Yeah, I don't think Psymon would have risked it like that if he didn't know he had that. So,
what are we doing? There we go.
Looks like Ezzlin is being a little bit hasty, trying to get through that room quickly. And but yeah, learn your sword spins. Absolutely learn your sword spins.
Sword spins in dark rooms.
Yeah.
The Ballad of Link to the Past.
Heck, there's plenty of places where you can use sword spins as movement, right? There's a you know where you push that statue in Palace of Darkness to get to the Bollock side sometimes, right? If you're charging a sword spin while pushing that statue, and then you can spin off of that Helmasaur and like push yourself faster into that door you need to go down. Like that's an example of that. It's minor.
That's pretty bougie. That's pretty bougie. That's pretty bougie, though. Right? But I get it.
I will remind you that bourgeois means middle class.
Well, let us stick to our proletariat tech.
Hey, why am I seeing numbers? What's with these numbers?
Oh! We should play a game that no one's ever played before. Let's play.
Let's play. Sure. One. I say one. What do you say? Hurry up.
Do it justice. Enter your numbers in chat if you're watching. 1 in 22 chance. It's quick. 4.
2 is the number. One big key, one small key. There we go.
Sean coming in late from his other match. Get out of here, Sean. We don't.
Psymon getting just a nutty Ganon's Tower. Here's another thing you should know. You can double tap these dead rocks with the hook shot. If you ever find yourself in a position that you're going to hook shot a dead rock into a place that is going to block you off from your path, you can hook shot it twice while it's flat. Right there. Yep.
Thank you.
I love Ezzlin for that. Thank you for that.
I missed when they got set. Were they trying to do it and just missed the timing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was what happened earlier. Yeah, it's not exactly the tightest. Yeah, Psymon is like cruising on ahead here. Man, you got fall off for dashing coward.
Well, I'll give him a break and say he was trying to line up a Ganon Ball Z and accidentally fell.
I remember the first time I did that. I was so hyped.
Yes.
I did it. I did that once when I was a kid. I played this game dozens of times back in the 90s, and one time there was only once when I dashed through that room without getting hit by a ball, and I'm like, I know it's possible, so I want to do it again. And then, like, I think it was like early in my rando career, and I did it, and then I had like a big pop off. I'm like, yes. The trick is to wait until the second cannonball is fired, and then you can dash. You can just slightly dash underneath it and get it. Or you can just use the cape. Just use the cape.
You know the commands? I'm bad at the commands in the chat. We should do, or either our restreamer or someone should give the commands to link to the runners' Twitches and stuff. Because
I believe it is exclamation point C, exclamation point R is for the runners. So let me go ahead and do that.
Awesome. There we go.
There we go. We got it already.
Thank you. On my podcast, and I'll be afterwards for this great time.
Yeah, this has been a fun race. Psymon and Ezzlin showing off some really good, solid gameplay here. Lots of good tech.
As usual, it comes down to football's a game of inches, and rando is a game of decisions, I guess. And
that was definitely a field goal right there.
It would be hard to be critical of Ezzlin's decision to leave pod, given what it was a pendant and they'd already done everything but helmet.
Right. That is
unfortunately
it's a very, very common skip. Very common. Yeah, give these runners your support. Like, go show them some love in their rando infancy of their rando career, I should say. Yeah, I'm not really sure how long either has been playing or how much experience either has with this game, but definitely showing off at least some knowledge here. So go ahead and give them support. The more they learn, the better off they'll be they're better off they'll be with more support from the community. So show them some love.
All the above. We need one more key.
We can get one off of this.
Take it out of this.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
We're not even looking for red mail or.
Red mail is on the Zora ledge. We've seen it.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing to look for.
Yeah. The best we can find is a gold sword, and
half magic.
That's
which
true.
we don't even. I mean, we're pretty healthy.
I mean, yeah. We still got that blue potion.
I don't know. I actually don't know the contents of their bottles because we are doing silver, so we don't need the torch glitch.
Pretty sure Psymon still has a blue bottle, and I think Ezzlin has it as well. Okay, we got Moldum 2 down. Ezzlin grabbing that key. We checking this? We are. Cool. Stamped and approved.
I'm also curious. I just can't help but in the spirit of the competition, like I'm guessing Psymon feels pretty good about where they're at, but there's no reason to think from their perspective that Ezzlin also did not full clear pod.
I mean, you think about it, you think about it this way, right? The opening of Simon's route was more thorough, and it ended up working out a little bit better. Did get that fluid a lot earlier. Versus Ezzlin's decision to skip more things, right? And it's definitely a more aggressive style of play. The flute didn't actually end up hurting all of that much, but I would say that was a nice.
Was that a triple in the
nice
middle there?
No, I think that was. I wasn't. So Ezzlin needs to be really careful here, and make sure that they get this magic on the right side.
That we just learned, or I just learned 5 minutes ago existed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, both runners using this in the same way. That's so funny to me.
Well, when your resources are limited, you got to make do with what you got. There's plenty of magic in TR.
That's extremely helpful to know, actually. I did not know that existed. All right, get your GG's presumably ready in chat. We just got hopefully a buttery smooth Ganon fight here. The blue potion makes things a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, again, to the idea of learning your sword spins, you can save a lot of time on Ganon if you have mastered your sword spins here. There's a moment where he throws the trident that you can actually deflect off it. Nice hook shot to avoid damage. That was tight.
That was nice.
Such tight timing, yeah. Also, be sure to switch to your fire rod before the head goes down. Otherwise, this is looking relatively clean from Ezzlin. Meanwhile, Psymon.
The spin that you're talking about here on
that's already
It's a little closer than I.
Little close. I'd stand a little. Yeah, there you go. All right, this gets one, but that's that's enough.
You can get a second swipe on the head. Which renders one more swipe away from
right.
death. But
if you get a double spin off and a slash, that's enough to be Trinex with
there's a swag pose.
The right angle.
I think Simon's just going for swag poses here, which he doesn't want to go for a good swag pose here.
All right, Ganon,
we only
we
need
get
one
it.
hit per. There we go.
Yeah, we get it. You can teleport. Spam that for the torch glitch. Okay, there you go.
I learned I got so excited when I learned the torch glitch. I think we need to be careful of our health. Although we can still gotta be a little safe.
Yeah, Psymon.
I have a fairy.
Pulled a fairy in GT before moving to Moldorm 2, and that's a double. And that's
done.
Yeah, we're done. Psymon will finish, assuming the bridge is crossed safely, as Ezzlin is entering GT. And have your GGs ready for Psymon, finishing at an official time of 1:43:24.
Time for another one? I mean, whoever just dives right back in. You got to come down off the adrenaline rush before you just load up another seed right away.
I've done that 1,000 times. I think my record is...
immediately loaded a second seed?
Yes. Are you familiar with the concept of seed bleeding? Have you had that happen yet? Where you're playing once? That was one for Ezzlin!
we have got to bring that up. Be like, oh, Simon, you liked your 2 checks in GT? That was one too many.
Yeah. Are we? Do we have Simon here? Hello.
I am here.
Hello.
Hey, Simon,
Well,
what's up, dude?
Oh, GG's.
Yeah, good game, sir. You did well. That's puts you at 2-1 now for this tournament. Yeah, how do you feel about the seed?
It got stressful at the end for me in that. I'm still trying to handle the nerves of these things. That seed wanted to throw you around everywhere. Everything that seemed like it was a good play felt like it was counterbalanced, like, well, this is going to be somewhere stupid. So just glad I was able to get through in that. Ezzlin definitely seems like a hell of an opponent, so glad
I have to ask, we were just talking about this, because I was saying as you were finishing your GT climb, I was saying that I would probably feel pretty good if I was in your position, but there's no way for you to know that you were in a decent lead. The biggest difference in the entire seed was when you full cleared Pod and Ezzlin left after the big chest and just chose to leave Helma behind. That was honestly the major difference. But there's no reason for you to think that they didn't do that. And so I was wondering if, as you were climbing, if you were feeling good or if you were those extra couple of quote-unquote mistakes at the end, like, were you feeling decent?
I felt okay, except possibly. I felt that I was either in a good spot or behind because of execution. I felt pretty decent, honestly.
Sure.
But I could
That's
easily
what I
see
figured.
put me behind, yeah. Just, going back of escape dart cross pretty quickly, sticking it all the way out through pod. Those definitely were really good things to have, and that I felt like if I was losing this, I was probably just losing the execution.
Yeah.
You
so
had
I
the flute?
Yeah, I wanted to. Like, the flute is related, but I wanted to ask more about your routing style, which seemed to lend itself to being a lot more thorough than excuse me, a lot more thorough than Ezzlin's route ended up being, which involved a lot more skips, and you were like pushing towards more one-offs and making sure things were out of the way before moving on to the next one, which included the flute. So what was the were you planning on keeping it thorough the whole way through, or did you at some point think maybe switch to more aggressive style, or is that just the way you play?
It's the way I play. I don't mind switching to aggressive, but this wasn't a seed where I felt like I was going to be terribly behind to need to do that. I felt like I could just kind of keep playing the way I was playing, and it wasn't necessarily going to... It might cost me, but it wasn't going to cost me in a way I would feel bad about. I feel like I put myself in a good position to just keep up the way I normally play. But I have no problem just kind of feeling behind and then, push the pedal, be more aggressive. But it's a little bit more naturally. I think I'm just a very defensive player in general. I'm going to be more thorough, and that's not just linked to the past. That's pretty much everything I do. I'm a little bit more defensive.
Yeah.
But not only that, like, with going all the way to pod and that, like, just... I'm gonna do that pretty much all the time anyway. That just is so terrible to get back to. Like, I feel like you're just pot committed once you're doing that deep a pod anyway. So I think that's something that's just I was doing anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm more defensive for sure.
Yeah. I think the threat of the mitts there really did more to push the Palace of Darkness play more than anything else. I think Ezzlin's out of magic. Okay. Probably could have used the lamp on that right there. You can actually reach that torch with the lamp.
Oh, on the climb.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're almost done with the climb.
Yeah. This harkens back to my, call for better resource management. And Ezzlin picking up a key at the bottom of Ganon's tower, circumventing the need for another one up here at Helmasaur room. So.
And Simon, shout out. I, as a fellow mentee, did not know about the existence of the large magic in the right side of the dark Turtle Rock room, and you both got it, which I thought was kind of funny.
That's too big of a one to not know.
Well, now I know, so thank you for teaching.
That's good.
And for providing the free scouting report on your defensive nature. As just kidding.
Yeah, just once. Oh, that was.
It is what it is. I mean,
all right.
If it's a serious thing, if we put money on the line, I'll change it up and make some things more serious, and you won't have the scouting report. But we're here for fun.
I think respect in the community is worth more than any sum of cash.
Oh, absolutely, and that the community's been great to me. So
Honestly, I'll take the cash.
Yeah, so, except for TJ, I think he's gonna finish. But
Well, it depends on how much
everyone-
cash, I guess. I don't know.
I'll take the cash. And yes, that was a very good climb for Ezzlin. Very well done there. Pretty clean all around. Gauntlet was good. Lambo 2 was considering the fact that they powdered for the fairy on the way to Lambo 2 and getting a triple. Like, that went unnoticed, but that was really impressive. That is much harder to do.
Lambo 2 tried to head fake me.
Yeah.
He tried to pull a move.
Well, if you powder the anti-fairy before that room, the RNG gets the room gets a little more difficult to manage.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you just play it straight, but like you have the stealth, right?
Yeah, so many things affect the RNG, so...
So I want to ask you about the flute, because the flute was another thing that pretty much kept you ahead for the seed. You were able to pull that flute pretty much right away. Not right away, but as you got to Hyrule Castle, you just went into Dark Cross and got it. Ezzlin had the opportunity to do that, but left it behind. But you got the lamp and charged right to it. Like, what was the decision process for that?
Well, I don't know. Like, going to Dark Cross was a field this seed. And then where did I get the lamp? If I don't recall. Actually.
Right on Uncle. Right on Uncle.
Uncle.
Yeah,
it was the first thing TJ said was they should go to Dark Cross.
Yeah, I mean, well, the lamp is what sends me to Dark Cross. Yeah. But I guess that one's a little bit more of a feel in that because I was already going towards Escape. And Escape was just kind of a feel thing. I feel like the start of the seed is a little bit more wishy-washy for me. It's where I'm going to be a lot more of an on-feel basis. But later in the seed, like, yeah, I normally have a defensive nature, but the start of the seed, I think, is definitely a little bit more up in the air. Just Escape at that point in time felt good. Admittedly, I'm a little bit averse to just running straight to Saha Eastern. So at the time, Escape seemed better. Getting the lamp just reinforces Dark Cross there, so...
Yeah, but nothing else. I don't think you had a weapon at the time, so...
I mean, that wasn't going to change anything. I'm ready to go the whole seed without a weapon until I need it, so...
Yeah, so why just Dark Cross and not the rest of Escape then?
Flute was such a major item, I was willing to bail from Escape.
That's
just how important it was.
Ezzlin approaching phase 4 here, getting initial silver shot off, and does not get the torch glitch, but it's irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, I meant to bring that up because both runners went for it, and I would, when I learned the torch glitch, I also no,
and the fairy death. Oh, can we actually hang on here?
Into the drop?
I think it's on the way down. Yeah. Oh, that's harsh.
Is it true, TJ, that if you have silvers, it potentially or definitely is faster to not use the torch glitch?
I do not use the torch glitch when I have silvers.
I just learned that like a week ago, but based on the positioning you can achieve with Ganon to get the double arrow shots off, I guess it's a lot less possible with.
If you position it well enough where you can hit Ganon before his first teleport goes away, right, and then light the torches as he's teleporting again. You can just do 1 into 3, and Ganon is super fast that way. Like triples are kind of tough, but once you get the timing down, they seem pretty easy.
So we used a parry there. Do we have a potion? Or no?
I'm pretty sure Ezzlin still has this blue potion.
And I've heard about it being faster if you have silvers to not do the torch glitch, but I'm still at a point where I'm just in all comfort mode.
Right. I mean, when you have limited resources, like you're not using half magic. Yeah, I can see why people opt for it here. Although, okay. Here's some knowledge for you, right? You see that line directly above Ganon's head when he's in this position? That tile line? That is a safe spot. So when Ganon is in that corner, it's free real estate. You will not take any damage right there.
But can you be facing downward and using your sword, or do you have to be in a position swiping in a certain way to be safe?
No, it's an easy way to get double spins. Easy double spin.
Oh, it's just face left or right.
Yeah. right? When Ganon is in either of the top corners, right, where he's like, where that little space is there, the top right corner, if you stay in the top right corner and just sword spin, you will not get hit. Like you just sword spin all day long until those fireballs are ready to hit you. So that's yeah. Yeah. Like there's a lot of Ganon tech that I haven't seen a lot of the mentees using, which is understandable. I mean,
I just need to hit up Bitey and have me boot camp, man.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you learn the tech, but the fundamentals are things you learn along the way. Like hitting, like another example of that, hitting Ganon on the side here instead of from the front will put you in a position to get a double. And yeah, knowing where that's fairy.
There's another fairy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, come on, Ezzlin, you got this.
Yeah. Pretty sure if Ezzlin just plays it straight and keeps it careful. There we go. There you go. All right. Yeah.
GG's, Ezzlin.
Mm-hmm. Like I've seen many races won and lost on the Ganon fight alone. You've definitely won this, nothing to go wrong. And GG to Ezzlin crossing the bridge, finishing with an official time of 1:55.02.
I guess, yeah, we never found half magic. We never found shovel.
Yeah.
Not that we care.
Yeah. Lots of Ganon's Tower completely left unexplored in this, which is, the thing.
And then 2 swords in swamp for all your hard work.
2 swords in swamp memes.
That's exactly it. Those,
yeah.
Man, if those didn't line up the way they did, just okay. Here's your sword. Here's your fire rod and ice. Okay, good to go.
I mean,
for the troll harder.
So, like your mentor is Lanabe, somebody I know very well, right?
Yes.
I'm guessing once you found Bombo, she was pretty much screaming you to go to Ice Palace, and that's where your fire rod's gonna be, because that's where it always is.
He said it with confidence. Fire rod is there.
Did she use the term rule of fire?
No, but she did talk about meme swords.
Yeah.
She did say memes.
All right. One more question before we get Ezzlin. Oh, Ezzlin is here. Okay, I'll ask you this later. But GG Ezzlin.
GG Ezzlin.
So we were speaking with Psymon about this. The big point of deviation between you two was twofold, really. The first was being late to the flute, which actually didn't cost you that much time. But the decision to leave behind Palace of Darkness and not finish Helmasaur for the mitts, I don't think you ever were able to really recover from that, considering the very straightforward nature of the route that took place right after that. So, what was the decision behind leaving Palace of Darkness behind for that?
I mean, it was a pendant, and it was one check, and we figured it would take a while. So yeah, that was about it.
Right. Yeah.
We knew that's what you were going to say.
That's
that's about it.
Almost,
I mean, that's
almost word for word.
We're like, maybe they'll have a better explanation.
No.
Like, nope. That's about it.
No, like Dr. John was like, let's ask you about this, and I'm like, it's gonna be this exactly.
Yeah, there's nothing more complicated than that.
Yeah, but like we're wondering if that sword would be an advantage for you that you got off a catfish. Psymon pulled off a splash delete for that, which I don't think I've seen in this mentor tournament yet.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So cross the water with that, because Flippers being in Misery Mire would that's another thing that kind of cemented the lead here, was that once you find the mitts, it's you go off the mountain, you get your stuff, and then it's, pick a pendant, right? You either go into desert or you go into Misery Mire, right? And both have, desert being the green pendant has an extra one, but pretty much nearly the same amount. Desert feels more appealing because it's faster. So I'm guessing that's why that choice was made there.
Yeah, it seemed like a good choice at the time.
Right.
Ray Corbett putting a request in to talk about the clutch hammer.
I was getting to that. I was getting to that because wow, dude, that was some like you like the dodge the laser thing right there, where you putting some like Matrix level moves in there. That was fantastic. Don't think we missed that. Don't think we didn't call it how cool that was, because that was cool as hell. We loved that.
Awesome, glad to hear it. Yeah,
don't sweat it, Greg. Yeah,
it was funny. My last mentor was DDR Kirby, and he was looking at my sheet, and he was like, "Yeah, you say you can do like hammer blind, but then there's like other things you can't. Is that right?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess it kind of feels like a shmup at that point. So you know,
you kind of
dodge the stuff,
right?
Yeah,
Send him a clip of that fight and ask, "Can I do hammer blind?" Because the answer is yes.
I mean, the whole time leading up to it, I'm like, it's no problem. They got all this help. They got all this mail. And then I just see you face tanking everything in Thieves Town. And I'm like, this might be a problem now. Yeah. The outcome never in doubt.
Well, it was definitely in doubt for me. I was like, I mean, I actually practiced for some reason. I was like, well, can I do hammer blind? I like one of the practice hack when Kirby was like, are you sure? And I'm like, oh yeah, I can do it. And then I was like, okay, well maybe I can do it, but but then it ended up it worked. So yeah.
Everybody can do hammer blind. The question is, how many people can do it well?
Oh well, I certainly don't think I did it well, but
like that. That's
what mattered.
That fight right there is pretty much the reason people don't play it. It's actually inverted.
Oh, inverted? Oh, yeah.
Three heart hammer blind is the reason Ambrosia was.
Oh, geez, yeah, no, not 3 hearts. 3 hearts sounds awful. No,
it is as bad as you think, and
I played a decent amount of Endomizer and cross keys and that kind of stuff, just not very well. So it was like, you know, I've seen him in various places. So yeah.
But it basically unfortunately just came down to that one check, and there was no egregious decisions really on either side. Execution cleanup maybe, but as far as routing was concerned, that was the only decision that truly cost you. As TJ said, even being behind you had the fluke 30 minutes late or after Psymon, but that didn't even really cost you. Just a tough break there, but a really good race.
If the route following the myths wasn't so obvious and linear, then you might have had a chance. I was saying while during that, like if Mirror was on Helmasaur or Flippers were on Helmasaur, that is a much more tough bottleneck, because then like the rest of the seed opens up. So I'm glad that wasn't the case, because then that would have been a more disastrous miss. So once you bottleneck to that, I mean, it's basically like, you know, pick your poison, like which one do you go into. And
it wasn't a very kind scene.
Like if you watch this race back, you'll see you two make like wildly different decisions pretty much the entire time.
Well, and that's appropriate, because we joked off the rip that they were diverging as immediately as possible, because one of you started at Link's house and the other one at Stang. Yeah. So it was like a nod to the seed unfolding, because you just did different stuff the whole time.
Yeah, I'll definitely want to take a look later.
But and shout out, I guess, lastly about the tech. You and Psymon both displayed some good tech. Psymon as well with the diver down on the left side swamp. I haven't seen that yet.
I've done that before. I just wasn't as confident with it, and I didn't want to like screw it up in the middle of a race.
But you both air potted. I mean, you both showed off a decent icebreaker was flawless on both sides. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, that was really good. Your tech was excellent. You mentioned you played Endomizer a lot, and I encourage a lot of people who are learning this to play more Endomizer, because that gets not only I find it fun, but it also keeps you on your toes, right?
For sure.
Like, it suddenly you have to like adapt to so many different things, and like you start that outside of the box thinking, like what can I do here to make this easier, and then you start figuring out how to use your movement, your items more precisely.
Yeah, I would encourage people
really good for that.
Try all sorts of modes. You know, I like door rando, overworld rando, like all the things. You don't have to play them well. I mean, just try them. You know, I mean, there's no race or anything if you don't want to. You can just try things. There's so many modes out there that are just neglected. So go play them.
You don't have to play it well. I've been playing this game 10 years, and I'm still not there yet.
Yeah. Randomizer's your first suggestion, then?
I'm partial to invert. I'm partial to inverted, but you know, I'm
inverted's good. There's some beginner key. You can do keys without doing entrances too, or like light entrance shuffle is nice too.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I'm a fan
dungeon
of,
door
I'm a fan
shuffle.
of Insanity personally.
Don't do door
Simon,
shuffles,
you haven't
yeah.
really done anything other than normal.
Yep.
Insanity's really fun.
Yeah, I've only done the modes that we have here in the Mentor tournament, to be honest. So.
yeah.
Bonk shuffle is a good one. Just throw some extra trees in the pool. What's going on?
Yeah, just
Lots of good stuff.
anything that makes you like think outside the box
Yeah.
is pretty good. Like you'll learn more that way. Once you run into something you don't know how to do, then it suddenly clicks. Like, oh, that'll never happen again.
See if I can give it a shot then.
There you go. Just all right. I think we're any last thoughts about the seed before we wrap it up. I do have one more question, but I want to hear your thoughts first from Simon and Ezzlin.
Go ahead.
Okay. Just GG's. Thanks for featuring us and being here every year to support the newcomers and the people trying to get better in that. If it weren't for these things, I probably would never be racing at all. I know a long time ago when I first saw Link to the Past in the alley, did seeds at my home by myself because I just like, there's no way I'm gonna go and get into a tournament and go against the big hitters and just.
Hello.
We may have lost Simon here.
Yeah,
There we
my
go.
Mic,
Okay.
My mic can be.
Oh,
My
finicky?
mic can go out.
okay.
Yeah, no, I'll just kind of repeat what I was saying. GG's, thanks for everyone here that puts all this stuff together. The Mentor Tournament is great. I wouldn't be here without the Mentor Tournament. I know when I started watching this however long ago, probably 10 years at this point, there was no way I was ever going to like hop in, because you're just, I don't want to get into a tournament, just get knocked out round one against the heavy hitters and be embarrassed in that. I just played seeds at my home by myself, and that was all I did. But having things like this to kind of encourage you to tip your toe in the water and get going, and then have everyone be supportive of you along the way in that, it's the stuff why I get to race in that. So thankful to all of this being set up year after year. So thanks to everyone that keeps this together.
If it ain't fun, what's the point?
Yeah. Definitely. I'll say the same thing. Thank you for all the mentors and everything. It's been a lot of fun. Doing the seeds and doing some practice seeds and stuff and everything forward to the next few weeks, and it's been good times. I've always been thinking about doing this, and then I finally was like, okay, this year is the year.
Finally bit the bullet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about being a mentor for some time, and everyone's like, "Why don't you do it?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just never did it." And this year, I just finally said, "Okay." So, all right. Well,
Go for it. You'll probably love it.
yeah. I mean, I have a mentee this year, so I'm in it this year.
Oh, nice.
We're 2-1, so maybe maybe Simon will see you. Maybe you'll see you next week.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right. My last question is, Simon, how much pressure was there to reset the game when you found that shield in Hookshot Cave?
When I found the shield,
Yeah.
I think Lana knew that we needed to keep going. I know in the back of her mind she might have wanted me to, but we already had Gray wanted to re-roll the seed because the hash didn't have a shield in it. Gray knew it was up at that time,
Oh, it was like that, huh? Yeah. All right. That's fine. Well, I was rooting for you, Great Corbin and Ezzlin.
Thank you.
We were rooting for both of you. And
I was. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This is, I have no horse in this race. It was fun to watch you both play. So thank you very much for being willing to be on here. And you guys both did great. You guys had some great moments during this race. Really, really cool stuff. Nice showcase, some good tech. And yeah, there's got to be a winner, and not everybody can walk through that bridge first place. So
Made the wrong call in pod. It happens.
yeah, it really does. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, this is
Won't be the first
Sunday,
time.
right?
Won't be the last. Yes.
So we're kind of nearing the end of week 3. We have one more week of starting without a sword before we start casually running from the beginning. So we're halfway done with the first 6 weeks with a lot of stuff still to go. And I think matchups for week 4 will be posted later. So look for the schedule. Check out the Go Mode Podcast Discord. And what's the final appropriate sign off, TJ?
Well, I don't know. Why don't you get your doctorate and be a real doctor?
Yeah. I'm
Sure.
gonna work on that
Yeah, all right.
and put some legitimacy behind the name.
Right.
But
There you go.
thanks to the runners. And yeah.
It's right now. Yeah, right now you're just Dear John.
Sure.
Dear John. You're literally Dear John. There you go. All right. Earn that. What would you get your PhD in?
Microbiology. What would I get, or what is it in?
Yeah. What? Oh, are you actually a doctor for real?
And the
Are you?
question? I get the question more and more as each week unfolds. So I'll save the answer for the end of week 6. How about that?
Okay. All right. Fine.
What a tease.
Mr. Mystery over here. He's a doctor of suspense. That's what he is. Okay.
Here, I'll give you a hint. Yes.
No hints.
Okay.
Yeah.
He bunches out the title of his dissertation.
Right.
And then...
Yeah. Yeah, he's a doctor of
Dissertation,
flaking.
how-
No, yeah, he said he was going to give it. He's a doctor of flaking. Please.
How to reset after having no bombs.
All right. We got more games to get to than on the Gomo podcast.
All right, guys. Thanks for your time.
What is guys? Is that it? We got another one coming up. Nope, today was the last one. That was the last one we had today.
Last one today.
Yeah, never mind. Okay, so how's everybody?
Let's just hang up.
Right.
Just all hang up at once.
What's for dinner? All right. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's go about our day. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Dr. John, thanks for doing comms with me.
Thanks, Teach.
I had a really great time. Don't forget to be sure to follow our runners here today, Ezzlin and Psymon. Put on a really good show. Go support them for the rest of this tournament. Plenty more action coming at you. Dr. John, thank you for doing commentary with me. Black Sabbath, thank you for the tracking, and Lou Maga, I have nothing good to say about you. Thank you for restreaming.
Au revoir.
Looking forward to seeing you again at SGL this year. If you're going again. Yeah, thanks for putting on the restream, man. It's always good to talk to you. And everybody else, thank you for joining us here on the Gomo podcast for week 3 of the Link to the Past Mentor Tournament. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great night.